Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? See this gentleman right here on your screen? That's Rothchild. See over there to the right? That is their personal vault. So the last time I see this picture, it was an interview that was done with the Rothschilds. They had welcomed some people in to take a look at their vault. It was a story that we were told, and this was the actual holding of the families. This is a personal collection. That's unbelievable, by the way. I bring up the Rothschilds because several of you are excited about the Rothschilds being delisted from the stock exchange, and you're celebrating it like it means something, but I'm not sure where you guys got your information from. But let's go over what this means, because it's not what you think it is, okay? But it is interesting that they're doing that, and I'll explain why here in just a moment. Before we get started, do me a favor and hit the thumbs up button, and if you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I certainly do appreciate it. If you're thinking about buying gold and silver, head on over to our friends at Money Metals Exchange. The link will be down below in the description. If you are a first-time buyer and you spend more than $100, use promo code PIMPYSILVER. Yes, it has changed. PIMPYSILVER. So if you're watching this video and it's an older video, make sure you check on current videos, because the code is going to be changing from time to time from now on. Also, I can be found on other platforms. Everybody knows I have my own website, Pimpy's News Network. Over here, I post videos that I can't get away with over on YouTube. Also, I have a group on Facebook called Pimpy's Investment Chat. Over here, we do talk about gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as foreign currency investments. Come on over here and join us. It's free to do so. You can also come follow me on Twitter, MeWe, YouTube, and Odyssey. The links for all these platforms will be down below in the description. So for whatever reason, if I get removed off of one platform, you could find me on the others. Before we get into that story, let's take a quick look at the markets. All right, cryptos have a slight rebound. Look at this. Bitcoin's at $23,282. Ethereum's at $1,628. XRP's at 38 cents. Cardano's at 35 cents. Hex is at 6 cents. As usual, you can see it's up 8%. It's crazy to watch. Dogecoin's at 8 cents. Polygon's at $1.21. Solana is at $22.23. Polkadot is at $6.40. Litecoin's at $94.65. And Shiba is at 4012. Terra Luna Classic is up there again. It's at 302. Every time it gets there, then we see a slight drop. But it's looking good. So 302, hopefully it'll keep climbing. We come over here to Saitama, we're looking at 2022. It is down 4.8%. So if you come down here for Saitama over the last hour, it's down 1%. That's not too bad, but over the last 24 hours, it is down 4.8%. Over the last 7 days, it is down 15.8%. Over the last 14 days, it is down 7.7%. Over the last 30 days, it is down 13.3%. After all those were in green, it took a little bit of a dip, but it's starting to come back. Remember, these are the average of all these days. You can see right here, for the year, it's up 147 million%. So I like the fact that we're looking at Saitama still holding on to that 2022.8 range. It is finally recovering after it took a little bit of a dip when it first transferred over. Well, it took more than a little bit of a dip. It's a pretty big dip. But, you know, we want to see it get back up there to the 2033, somewhere in that range before it recoups from where it was once we transferred over to the new Saitamas. Gold is at $1,829.60. It is up $12.30. We're seeing gold start to rebound after it took a serious dip from its high there about a couple weeks ago, or I should say around the beginning of the month. So it's starting to work its way back up. That's the direction we want to see it going. You look at silver, it's at $20.92. It's up 28 cents. And just like gold, it's the same thing. They took a pretty big hit. Their prices were forced down. The so-called 500,000 jobs that were added is what we're told, but nobody believes it. But in the paper market, it did have an effect, and so so the impression is that the economy is doing good, but that's not the case. There are tons of layoffs taking place. Meta plans to cut thousands of jobs after CEO predicted no more layoffs. Well, why are you listening to him? I mean, all these tech companies are laying people off left and right. And the data is not reflecting that, which is kind of strange. We keep hearing it's the best unemployment we've had in a decade, supposedly. And although it doesn't match what we see, but that's what we're being told. To me, they're just lying about the data. They're trying to do whatever they can to keep Joe Biden afloat, but it's just false. Fresh round of job cuts, deputizing human resources, lawyers, financial experts, and top executives to draw up plans to deflate the company's bureaucracy in a reorganization and a downsizing effort that could affect thousands of workers. It's going to. A lot of people are reorganizing. Those days of filming your entry into one of these tech companies, eating your scone and drinking your frappuccino before you work out and go to work, those days are gone. Meta plans to push some leaders into lower level roles without direct reports, flattening the layers of management between Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg and the company's interns, according to the person familiar with the matter who spoke on the condition of anonymity because they were not authorized to speak about the internal matters. Other managers may end up overseeing a higher number of employees as their teams grow bigger. Some inside Meta expected employees whose jobs have been converted to eventually quit, trimming the company's workforce by default. Well, there's another issue that's going on that people are not talking about, and that is the punishment that Mark Zuckerberg's about to go through, if anything, for all of the crap he did during the 2020 elections. A big portion of these layoffs could be the fact that he might be in some really big trouble. I don't want to get into the details. It remains to be seen what's going to happen with Zuckerberg, if anything. I'm sure a big portion of that has to do with the trouble that he's into as well as Meta. In addition to targeting managers, the company is also considering more traditional cuts, including slashing some projects and jobs, the person said. These efforts, which are targeted at divisions across the company and around the world, may not happen on a single day, but will likely roll out across the company in coming months. So this is happening everywhere. People are being laid off all over the place. I know they're trying to tell you that our dollar is strong, and they're trying to tell you that the numbers look good on the stock market. This is the time for you to be buying gold and silver. It's the best time while you have a chance. But these workforces are getting cut all over the place. So it's crazy to hear that our job data come out and, it's telling us that the economy is doing great. It said the job eliminations arrived after Zuckerberg sought to reassure workers that he didn't anticipate more layoffs after the company slashed 11,000 jobs. And I'm anticipating much, much more. Things are about to get really bad. They really are. If you're not paying attention to what's going on between all the chemicals burning all over the place and water is getting contaminated all over the place and the so-called droughts that are out there and all these food processing plants burning down and all the livestock that's being euthanized, there's definitely something going on, and there's no doubt about it. And it's something to be concerned about. But so talk about depopulating the earth. That's one way to do it. So anyways, there's a lot of people are asking about the Rothschilds and company. So a lot of you out there are celebrating the Rothschilds being delisted from the stock exchange. Hey, I get it. I'm not sure why you would celebrate it. What do you think that means to you? What do you think that means to the stock exchange? I'm curious as to why it is that people are celebrating it, or they just hear that the Rothschilds are being delisted from a stock exchange. Okay, you can tell who has and who has not researched what these things mean. Look, the Rothschilds are smart. They obviously have all the connections necessary to make sure that they never have any major financial hit to their monies, okay? So the Rothschild and company over there in France are being delisted from the stock exchange. But this shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. The Rothschilds are getting the hell out of the stock market like they've done before in the past. As a matter of fact, Edmund Rothschild and his companies were delisted 3 years ago, 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, 5 years ago or so. So why are the Rothschilds pulling out of the stock market? Well, why the hell do you think they're pulling out of the stock market? They don't want any kind of hostile takeovers of their companies, is what it is. And if that's their greatest fear, well, then there must be a reason for that. They must be anticipating a major, major crash coming up into the stock market. The way I read this is more than one of the Rothschild companies have been delisted from the stock exchange. That means they're pulling out all their assets. They know the stock market's going to crash. Now, they have some kind of weird pack. I'll have to look this up and then share with you later on. But they have some pack with all these families. So these people are all friends with each other, you guys. So don't be surprised. They have like an 80-year pact with each other that they won't sell each other stocks, and they'll keep invested in these particular companies, and they'll do everything they can to make sure that they're constantly winning. They're constantly ahead of the curve. So this is what they do. Their families own these businesses. These are multi-billion-dollar businesses, and they have agreements with each other not to pull out, making sure that these companies never take major hits. So it shouldn't be surprising. I mean, all the stuff that they do isn't exactly on the level, if you get my drift. So if they're pulling out of the stock market, that must mean the other families are at least allowing this to happen. And if that's the case, then something really big must be going on. Like I said, Edmund Rothschild pulled out about 5 years ago, I guess 3 years ago, 5 years ago. But this one, the Rothschild and Company over there in France, they're pulling out now. So they're buying back a lot of their own stock, and that's why they're getting delisted. They're offering about 30% over the premiums just to buy the stocks back from the people, so they don't have any loose ends out there. And so, again, you have to take a step back and say, why are the Rothschilds paying 30% higher than what the stock's worth just to buy the stock back? The reason why they're taking it off the stock market is so there's no hostile takeovers and that there's no major hits, because the market is going to crash. I told you this is a worldwide crash. They are aware of it. To me, this is a sign of something you should be nervous about. If they are pulling out of the stock market, it's for a good reason. It's something that they know ahead of time. So you have these major tech companies over in Silicon Valley laying off people, downsizing, so they have a much more manageable company. You have the Rothschilds over here delisting another company. And what is that, a second company in the past 5 years? And all this has more to do with what's going on in the stock market more than anything else. This has to do with the economy. What is the real truth about the economy? What is the real inflation? What is the real unemployment numbers? The fact that they're just flat out lying to us, and everybody talks about it on YouTube. If you go to other channels, you'll hear them. Everybody's saying that these people are just flat out lying to you. Why you need gold and silver? To protect yourself, protect you, your family, your savings, your nest egg. I've been making that suggestion for the past couple of years that people take 25, 30% of their holdings and put it into gold and silver. Reach on over there to Money Metals Exchange. They've been really good about helping a lot of my customers transfer their accounts on over without having to pay taxes. Keep in mind, if you take money out of certain accounts like your 401ks or IRAs, you have to pay taxes. But if you reinvest it into precious metals, then you don't pay no taxes. So keep that in mind. Give them a call. Tell them Pimpy sent you, and they'll take care of you, all right? But as far as the Rothschilds are concerned, yeah, it's something to be concerned about, not celebrated. Seriously, when the Rothschilds pull out of the stock market, it's not anything good. It's for a reason. They are preparing themselves as usual. And you don't have to take my word for it. You can see right here, the Rothschilds have enough gold to protect themselves against anything. So do as they do, not as they say. Make sure you guys buy gold as well. Anyways, that's it for now. You guys let me know what you think down below. I look forward to your comments, and I'll catch you later. I'm out.